Hello.
Hello, hello. How's everybody?
Good. Couldn't get my iPad to work, so I'm on my phone.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There. Let me see if this works any better. I don't know. See? Well, I got a few here. I know. I put this thing out there for this holiday thing, and I kind of I didn't follow up very well, and I didn't invite anybody but our anybody from class, students and things. So you know, if you guys make it, you make it. You guys know where it's going to be on. If we don't finish and stuff, you'll find a link for it. See how it goes. Um, but anyway, happy holidays for everybody. Uh, Merry Christmas. Merry Hanukkah. To to a few of you. Um, I don't know.
Well, thank you. You too.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm sure everybody's missed the class, so they'll be checking in.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I didn't really push it very hard you know, and not too many people really wanted to paint a flamingo. But I liked it because of the Christmas colors, green and red. Well, it's kind of a red, but we'll talk about that. That's half the class is why it's not perfectly red. We'll be mixing some colors, right?
Yep.
Something to do. So that'll be fun. I'll give everybody everything else is going on here. We got what we've got a workshop on the 21st on dogs again, water dogs again, but two of them this time. We're gonna be doing two swimming next to each other, going and stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Uh, it's gonna be a really good painting too. So I'll probably be doing it a little bit bigger than one of these guys. I'll probably be doing at least a 24 by 20 or something like that. Um, so I can get some big brush strokes in there, things like that. Not too big for you guys to be able to watch and stuff like that and participate, but some just the way I work big because I can have a lot more wrist action in my brush strokes. And that's what's really nice to have. That's the whole reason, difference between artists. A lot of times, just their way their brush marks are just a little bit different. Um, so anyway, that was me, and happy holidays. Um, so
Are you going to
any
do it horizontal or vertical, the painting, James?
today's?
No,
I'm going.
the double dog one.
Oh God, I think I'm gonna go. Still gonna go probably vertical on it.
Vertical?
Um,
Okay.
you can go any way you want. It's a great shot. I took it, so it should be good. It's my pups, Just
Yeah.
so yeah, my pups are selling too. I'm getting lucky.
They're a hit.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I got sold a big one out in Carolina like a couple days ago. So that was nice. They'll pay for Christmas. So now I just got to pay for New Year's. It's always something, right? Always something. Okay, a few more people have showed up. That's good to see. I thought we were just going to be here by ourselves, but I'm glad to see you're here. Um, all right. Like I said, let's get into it. I'm going to pull up the Flamingo here. Hopefully, let me see if it comes up. I'm a little rusty because, God, we haven't been playing here for a while. There it is. Did come make it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Again, this photo comes from a friend of ours, really great wildlife photographer, Gary Odell. Gary used to live in Arizona. He shot all the wild horses and stuff for us. And he does a lot of coyotes and donkeys and things like that too. We got a lot of, birds and stuff to paint. But he ended up moving into to Texas, and now he just goes around and photographs at the zoo. And that's where this flamingo is, at the zoo. But it was such a great shot. I mean, I cropped into this shot. There were like 3 or 4 other ones around it, and I decided just to go simple and go big, and big strokes, big things, big strokes, big ideas, instead of going confusing a lot of pinks. And I just didn't think it was going to be as impactful as one really strong flamingo. This is a really good one. I love the one leg, standing on one leg's always classic, right? Colors are really good for flamingo. Nice, got a really good head. We can see eyeball pretty cleanly. Good shot, Gary. And then we got all these beautiful little marks we're going to be making in there, right? Simple marks. You can count these marks right here. You can count these strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. This probably could be 4 there. 5. So 5 strokes to get that part of the wing. That's all we're gonna count. We can count them when we get there too. You guys don't believe me. You guys never believe me for some reason. I don't know. I try to be a very honest guy to you guys, but no one believes me. Anyway, so that's the way I'm going to be attacking those things up there. But to be able to get to all the white, we first have to get to all these reds here first. Oops. We got to get to all these dark reds in here, and then then get into the mid-tone values before we can get to these high key whites. And that's the thing, is those whites, if you paint them all white, you're going to get white. So we're going to have to take and add to this painting. We're going to have to look for the pinks. We're going to have to look for the yellows. We're going to have to look for the blues and the purples and find those colors in these whites. Those are what we're going to have to find. The background, I like the background because it's very simple. Just a little bit of, bush tree action back there, a little bit of water. So couple nice lines in the water going down here. Just a couple good strokes, darken in the background, move back in here, get the green in, and that's the background. That's what we're planning on doing for the background. I'll probably, we could do the back. What I'm usually going to do is probably push this background in first, just to get rid of it, not have to worry about it, not have to worry about too much of this stuff. And just really that way, and then spend the rest of the class just going through and nailing areas, really seeing how these areas right here are combined. What's the transition from this color here to this very value? How are we going to make that? And how that relates to all these other colors, how this color is a lot redder than even any of this stuff. This is probably reflecting a lot of water back there. That's why it's probably a lot lighter. So that's where we'll figure that stuff out together. Then details. We'll think about the details on this guy. About getting into the eyeball, how to handle the eyeball. You know, it looks like a button to me. It doesn't look, just a circle with a dot in it. The beak half covered up a little bit. You got a little bit of, it's interesting. It should be real fun, kind of fun to do because of this beak. It's got that angle to it. It comes down. It goes from the eyeball here. You got that little ring there. So it should be kind of fun to do. A little designing. You don't have to even be perfect about these things. So that's the whole thing. We don't have to be perfect. Just get close on this thing and you'll be set. So that's my big point of view on him. Finding how to get cooler reds. These reds here, they're cooler than these warmer reds back here. This one, but these guys are coming forward and these guys are still sitting back there. Well, we're gonna have to figure that out. That's usually has to do with contrast. That's just the brightness around it. That those cooler reds in his face, they're slightly darker on the scale over here. Over here than the other ones. The other ones are about 6s and 7s. The other ones are down around more like 8s. This right here. Reds are always read a lot darker on the scale than any other colors. So that's my take on this one. Any big questions? Any good jokes? No big jokes. Come on, everybody got to have Christmas joke. Okay, we good?
Rude one.
Just rude ones. Come on, hey. Okay, well, let's head over and see what we can do. Let's get moving. Okay, colors again. Let me change it, move this around a little bit. Okay, colors. We're going to be using our lot of Rembrandt colors again. Got titanium white. You got your cad yellow light. You got your cad red light. Cad orange. This is ochre, gold ochre, which, been trying out lately. It's really great on, really good for retrievers. Golden retrievers. It's a really great color for that. So it's a gold ochre. That looks great when you hit it with white. It's like, oh my God. I don't need to do anything else. Oxide red light. Alizarin crimson. Cobalt blue hue from Utrecht. Phthalo green. I got some burnt umber out. And I got a different, just because it's the holiday spirit's more red, I put out a little bit of carmine. I'm going to go do a little demonstration on that in a minute. On our reds, because it's such a holiday treat, right? Colors away. Big burra brush, some synthetics, rosemary synthetics, regular synthetics, nice bristle brushes, paint eraser, just a few smaller brushes just for, you never know. And nice palette knife. I'm putting these over here for now. Okay, bring this down. All right, yeah. The reason I said I had carmine red out. There's a couple reasons I have it out, because I just happened to grab it a couple days ago and put it out, and I got this certain color. I said, I didn't think I was going to get, and I used it, and I got a really nice color out of it. So I said, that might be nice for this thing. Yeah. Well, so usually I have alizarin crimson out all the time, or rose madder if you got Rembrandt. So that's what that looks like. Nice warm color. Carmine's pretty close to it too. A little more opaque, but it has, when you pull it down, it's a little more magenta-y than that one. Just this is a little more darker. This is a little more richer. But I always go with the dark because I'm always trying to find the darkest dark in my paintings, and that usually is alizarin. But this is carmine, and you're gonna find it. It's kind of neat. I don't know if you guys have ever played with it, but it's an interesting color. Here we go with alizarin, or
Jim, would that be close to quadacrylum magenta?
it is. It probably is.
Oh, okay.
That's alizarin. Well, alizarin, and this is that. Just a little bit. You can see it's just a different kind of pink. Just a little richer. Not a whole big difference, but it was enough. The way it reacted with yellow was different. So we're going to try just a little bit of yellow to it now. So white has a lot more punch than that. A lot of pink in it, right? A lot of richness. And then we make our oranges when we make them with cad yellow and orange. Cad yellow and alizarin. You get this kind of nice orange. And then this one, you get even a cleaner orange. Than that. That's kind of nice to know. It just doesn't have quite the impact of darkness that one does when it mixes with blue. But now when you bring in white into the oranges, yeah, it's not a huge difference, but it has a little bit more power, seems like, than just alizarin. So a little more richness. I was seeing about this, because this is where I was going to end up being. I could probably tint that a little redder and start getting some of these. Oops. Tint this up and probably get a couple of these reds in here. Might be nice to have. And I'm, just adding a little more red to it. I'm going to get close. I can get close to that, but I'm not going to get it. Yeah. That's pretty close. That's about as close as you're going to get. But, that one's pretty nice. And I figured that was going to be able to get in here a little bit more if I had a little more red into it. I'll be able to get in here and it'll be nice in there. Yeah. So if you don't have carmine, that's okay. If you have alizarin crimson, you're good enough tonight. But it's just nice to know that sometimes you can switch your reds out and you'll be fine too. But this being the holiday spirit like that, I'm going to use whatever I want. If you don't have it, little Scrooge on you. So I'll save those colors there. I don't want to throw away everything. I want to be a little frugal. These colors. Anyway, let's see. So we'll be playing with that a little bit today. I'm going to see what that does. Because like I said, I just kind of play with only really one painting. So it's just like, okay, well, let's, that might have something to do with this painting. So that's all I'm looking at. So that's alizarin. I'm going to start looking at the reds here. Probably going to get a little bit. You get a little bit of cooler ones here, and some pinks and just a little blue in these pinks going on here. So I'm just going to do. Let me try this two ways, just by adding just a little bit of blue into it, and we're just going to leave it right there. I'm going to take it over here and add some more red to it. Definitely add too much blue right off the bat. This is going to be a very hot pink painting. So yeah, this is probably about the rich as I want to go, dark as I need to go. That's going to be nice for the beak though, probably. Okay, let's go here. This is carmine. You don't have it, don't worry about it. I'm just trying to see what that does too. It's just exploring with a little bit of color as I go. It's just a little warmer than that, the alizarin. Okay. That's not, we'll leave a nice purple here. I think I might be able to use it in his mouth or something like that. Lots of green going on here, so I'm going to pull out some green. First ones, though, I'm going to try again. Our green and alizarin. If you don't have like carmine, don't worry about it. Just do alizarin. Like that. Now I'm all out of. Now I have to use carmine because I'm all out of alizarin. Anyway, I'm just going to try a little bit of green to it. See how it holds up to phthalo green. See what kind of purple it makes. That's the cool thing. It's like that's what I'm always looking for. It's like different purples. These midtones, making your life in the midtone range. And you can see that purple there. You can start to see how that's how it does against phthalo green. That's really cool. It's nice. I think that's nice. So that'll take care of pretty much the bird. These colors up here. A lot of phthalos probably going to end up being in the green and the water here. Speaking of the group, so let's take and split these guys down. I'm going to split these guys down. I was going to go right to the background, but I'm going to decide to just go right for these pinks and purples. A lot of these midtones here, you don't have to do too many of the greens. I don't think they're going to really. Well, you never know back in here. They might be okay. So midtones, their midtones are just squint really hard. You can see them. They're right around 8s. That means not too much white. They're going into these colors. But we're looking for warmth. We're working. This is definitely too cool. This is alizarin with white. Definitely white's probably not the best color to start with. That gets me to about a 7. Too far. Leave it there. Same here. This is more on the alizarin side, less blue. It can feel like, okay, that could definitely get into the face, but you can see how warm it is. Okay. Now we're going to, this is carmine, purple, nothing. So you didn't have to do it. Now look at that purple up. That's a good one. Definitely a great purple. Nothing yet. I think all those colors are going to need to be warmed up. So we're going to have to add some yellows or oranges to them. But it's good to get them in the right value first and then move them around. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot with purples and greens. But for me, it's just seeing the difference, the power difference between alizarin crimson and carmine. These are carmine over here. You can see the red really took off on that one. Here you can see the green just really battled forward on this one here. This should be a lot redder. Oh well. All right. I thought I'd get at least one color out of those guys. All right. All right. We need to get to these warmer areas here of this bird. I think these guys right here definitely are the ones that you're going to be using to do that. Let's see what happens. I'm going to add keep a piece of these piles so I don't waste them and have to go back and set. So I'm splitting those guys up a little bit. I'm gonna add let's add cat orange to this one. This is the alizarin crimson and blue. Now I'm adding cat orange to it. Add some more alizarin crimson back into it. Getting close. Okay. This one I'm going to add cad red to. Let me see if cad red does anything to it. I have a strong cad red. So it just kind of took over there. I kind of thought it would. Did pretty well. Nailed a few spots. That's nice to see. Same here. I'm going to go cad red, cad orange. If I add cad oranges, all it's going to do is turn gray. That orange will just hit the blue mix in there, and it will go gray on you. So you got to get it to the red side because that's really on the blue side. That feels really good. So it's okay to have one just a little different because it's okay. So these are going to be my go to watercolors on this bird. Got a little dark ones, got a little bit of things. These guys are going to have to go high key. I'm going to take these guys up a little high keyer too. So I mean by high key, I'm just going to use a little bit of color from these piles. I like that one. I don't want to lose all of it. Might need to be dulled down yet, but that's okay. What I'm going to go for now is these mid-tone areas and underneath, and start looking at these warmer areas here. Also, these colors here probably would be nice. These purples, blues, be nice to bring up in color too. Value, as you can see on this bird, is way up there. I mean, really, if you look at it, it's, you know, it's really close to probably ones and twos. So I'd say, try to say, stay at the 2 range, and you can always bump it up to the 1 range. Give yourself some leeway. If you go too bright too soon, it just kind of kills your painting. So always try to stay back and have some room to be able to take things farther. So take these to number 2. So that's a lot of white going into these colors. But I even want the red. You can look at the red and go, yeah, that's still a 5. I just put a lot of white into that. So it's gonna be, this is gonna be very pink. Very pink. Still hotter than that. That's okay. I'm just gonna get them up there. 3s are even great to keep them at. That's pretty bright for it. I'm just gonna use a little piece of this one. Don't need half that color. So you can see this one here came off a lot warmer. You can see that's going to be in here nice. Both these colors can be in there really good. And same thing again. A little bit of red into that. Not a whole lot of difference in color. I mean, between all these guys, I mean, just slight variations. But, you know, that's what you need. You need variations where everything's going to get very boring color-wise. Even though it's a really good graphic look, you don't have some colors, take some chances with some colors. It usually just can be very boring. That's why you're always going to see me throwing a little pink here and there, a little purple here and there, a little green. Find a spot where there's green. You got to definitely find yellow. You got to find blues in here. So a lot of times what's going to happen though, you can use a purple against a reddish pink, you know, at the same value. These guys, the purple will turn blue in your visual eyes because of the reds cancel each other out, and the blue is, and these guys is what's left. I need more white. I couldn't use more. While I'm here, 1 second, put some more red down. Wasted too much during that demo. It's awful quiet too. So this blue one, this one should turn out pretty good. This don't need, oh, like I said, this will definitely go blue. I said blue, and it's really green. Phthalo green in carmine. I want to get it up here in this value of all these other things. You can see it's just a little. Blue is really pulling it down. That's okay. Right there. I'm just going to leave right there. That goes with these other ones. It'll work fine. All right. Couple of other little colors. Definitely going to use a green one, green and white. same value, check right to number 2, 3, maybe. Definitely 2. Now I need just a warm one on the yellow side or orange side. I'm going to go with a little bit of this oxide cad yellow or ochre, yellow ochre, gold ochre, and white. Just to have a nice neutral kind of a yellow warm. Be able to throw in here. And then finally maybe one with just a touch of cad yellow into it. And that would be my special color that I'd only be using in like 2 or 3 spots in the highlights. Wouldn't get very far. It'd be maybe the back of this head right here, or part of a wing here. Just the things that really catch light in the come you want to come forward in the painting. Greens. I did not do much with the greens back there. We got a few greens here, but they definitely are not the right ones. I need some red greens or burnt umber, and phthalo green. This will be my greens. I'm just going to be doing with these 2 colors. One on the burnt umber side, one on the phthalo green side. I know it's going to be going back in here mostly. I should be able to just add a touch of white to this and probably get really close to the water too. Or I'll find it in here. But basically I was looking for these greens back in here. And the only way I'm going to get those is with just a touch of yellow. I'm going to go cad yellow. Save a piece of that. Add just a little bit of yellow to it. To brighten it up. To get it. Start to get it in that range. As you can see, it's just a couple steps light or dark. I'm going to do that there. I'm going to add the same over here on the same spot. Save a little bit of this burnt umber. There we go. A little more earthy greens when you have more burnt umber into it. Okay. Both these guys now. I'm going to take this one and cut it with just a little bit more yellow, a piece of it. Trying to get these hierarchy leaves here. Trying to get those just a little bit more yellow. Boy, don't have a yellow in there, hardly anything else. So no work there. There we go. Okay. Water. The water would be the last thing I do. We got this burnt umber and green. See, it's really already close. I think it's just gonna need a little maybe some cat orange to it. Get it in there. Use the rest of the green on my knife here to gray it up a little bit more. That'll work. I'll probably just lighten it up with just a touch more, a little white. That should be about it. Some highlights. Now I'll have all these whites here to use too later on when I get down to the final things when I need to put highlights in the bottom things. I'll have a lot of these purples and stuff left over to help me back there. So that's it. Okay, let's go through the colors. Up here we used alizarin crimson or rose madder deep, if you're Rembrandt, and cobalt blue for these two. A lot more reds in both these than we usually do. Over here I did the same thing with blue and carmine to see what would happen. It's a little bit cooler and sweeter than the alizarin, in fact. It has some nice rich colors, which is nice. Here again, we did it with green. This is alizarin crimson and green coming down with a little bit of white. This is carmine with alizarin crimson and green. Pretty much, has some nice rich colors in there yet. And you come down and you can see the carmine's pretty strong. It overtook the green, which is that's something because not much can overtake phthalo green. I decided to go with these colors over here for my Flamingo basic colors. So I started adding cad orange here to this red here. See what I could come with, how I could warm it up. Then I added cad red light into these two pieces. This one is carmine and this is alizarin crimson. And you can see how rich they can get. Then I took those colors and added white to them. And you can see how clean these colors can be when you get up there around like number 2s and stuff. And so I'll be using all these highlight colors where I've brought down each one of these ones down to like a number 2 value. And being able to have that to move these things, you can really create a lot of depth in your paintings. Also, I created a couple other colors. I know I'm going to be needing some yellows and some ochreish. This one has a little more ochre in it. This is a cad yellow in it. This is on a little phthalo green in it. Then I went for the background, the water, phthalo greens and burn umbers. Pretty simple, just a simple thing. I just want to scumble that stuff on there and get a background in and not work too hard on it. And then I got some brighter greens for back in here and then down in here, a few things. And then I got into the water area down in here with these colors. I can get some of the water. So that's what I'm thinking. Everybody happy? Well, you better be. Merry Christmas. All right. Let me get my things back together here. I'll bring you guys in for a close-up. Let me see something here. I was hoping this might work, but you get both of them going together. That's probably too small, right? You can at least see I was hoping somehow, maybe keep trying something here. Maybe I can find a different view for this they can do. No, that's all I can do. Add a spotlight, but basically just saves the same thing. So, all right. So I'm gonna get you guys in as close as I can. I can bring the bird down a little bit farther on this side for you, if I can point to it. Need to turn this a little bit before I can get my feet in. All right. Yeah, I'll be kicking it all day. All right. Flamingo, like we said, definitely I'm going to think about tone this thing. I want to tone it with, I'm going to tone it with some brown, some umber, I think, on this one. Usually, because of the pinks and stuff, I don't want to do any reds and stuff, burnt reds and stuff, and I want to go a little stronger. I'm just going to try to take it easy in the middle here where the bird is. You know, I'm going to just take it easy on this area here when I tone it, right? Everything else back there, I don't can go dark, you know. The darker the better, just a little more action the better. So burn umber, just a little oil. Anyway, don't worry about being too perfect, but there we go. Let's get this in. Now we'll get a little warmth right away into the sky, so that's good. Okay. Draw back in. Sorry, you guys are probably going to get a lot of shoulder here on this one. Knowing I need to stop where you need to stop. Figure that for areas out where you need to, you know, I have a little bit of room here for that, for his knee to come in, you know, leg to come in. I want the big areas. And I'm just got cut angles. Look at it, all the angles to his head. I can come down a little bit. His head's a little bit smaller than that. Okay. There we go. Everything, all this beak and everything feeds right back to that eyeball. Think about right here how that shadow is. Okay, this tells me right here. Okay, this has to be his back. Get some highlights coming through here. So nice little rectangles. Beautiful trees on the road. I just love this because of the mark making. It's going to be going on in here because I just see it as being some really just gorgeous little. If you do the marks, like just a little line like that, and you can get it sharp and clean. It can be a little gorgeous little painting. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, everything kind of just goes back to the head. Pretty simple. And then these guys radiate out. Like that. Don't have to be perfect. That's the great thing. Don't have to be perfect. But be accurate. If we can be pretty accurate, it's going to go a long ways too. Just seeing how that shadow of the neck goes across the body right in here. It's really cool. Things I like look don't make me want to paint things. So shadow there, cheated in there for now. You can always take it out. We've got little bright little areas right in here coming in from behind the neck, more feathers, more feather area, more leg, and then the leg comes in right here. Leg we don't really have to worry about at this point. Neither leg, just make sure that guy's on an angle. If you go straight down, it could be kind of deadly. So, all right. So drawn in, basically. Simple little draws in, keeping it very clean. Like you can see, I did not use a lot of oil, and I didn't get really dark as I usually do. There's nothing to get too dark on. So keeping these guys nice, and that'll help the painting color stay clean too. These guys I'm not too worried about. All right. See you guys after Christmas. Good luck. All right. Now I'm just going to go in with some more burnt umber up here. Just work that in a little bit. Just to knock it down, get a little bit better. Burnt umber and green. Oh, that's a really great combination for this stuff here. Look at right here in this water here. You can definitely see it right here in this water. Just burnt umber, mostly on the burnt umber side, just a little bit of green, in here. You might see some purple in there too, some little red purple. We will get that in there too, but I'm going to start with just get some darks in there first. That's my I'm not going to worry too much about I wish I need a little bit more color, more phthalo and green. A little bit stronger to hold it down right down here. Take that about 3/4 of the way up his leg till you hit land. Okay. Now I'm gonna come back to this. This is alizarin or this is carmine and blue. But if you had alizarin and blue, that's what I'll be using right now. I'll be going in here, like underneath here, right here on the shoreline. Probably just a little more on the red side. Right in here. Should be a little more red than yeah, red purple. Right here at the shoreline behind the bird. And don't try to put it on too evenly. You don't have to. It's just a little more of a. This one, you could be a little spotty on. You know. Just work it up about halfway up to his neck and stuff like that. Work it back into the water. I'm going to put a little bit of that blue, more blue into it. So it's back to alizarin and blue. I'm going to get that into this area down in here because I did see it in here. But I also saw the green and see, I think I'm seeing this red of the flamingo right in here. And in that dark area, this dark area right in here, just has some little bit of tinge of red to it. And that's okay. Just push the red. So a little more alizarin crimson right in the bottom of the painting. That's going to help keep this from being too flat anyway, even though it's, you know, pretty rich with burnt umber and green. Just that little bit of red richness to that green. It's just really nice. Get that really dark. I'm trying to get down in here. It does not want to go in nicely. Okay. So back in here, again, and go into the bird a little bit. Just catch the edges a little bit so that'll help. This always helps, keeps that edge soft. Down here a little bit. Around there. And started up the back end of this guy too here. I'm just going to let that purple and this browns kind of go together. This is burnt umber back up here, just plain burnt umber. This is just a little bit of purple left over, oxide or purple and blue on the red side coming in just to create some shadows into that brown mess up there. And it'll be good with it'll be really nice with the purples. The greens, I mean, by getting a little bit of more purple into the color, into this, get a little more, what do they call those guys? Good friendly colors. I'll bring it down. I need to, because I kind of, this purple here will gray out that, the green that's going to go in here. So a little bit more on that purple side, because that's really what's underneath here. That's really close to what I think's there. I mean, yeah, it might go a little darker here and there, like in the corners. I think it goes a little darker, which is always good in the painting to get these corners dark so they keep everything inside the painting nice and focused in your painting. Right. Okay, gotta mute you guys. guys can unmute yourself if you want to talk. So I'm just gonna cheat in a little bit. All right. So right now we just use burn umber up in the background, burn umber and phthalo green down here, and work it up here a little bit. Then I brought in blue and alizarin together, straight blue and alizarin, a little more alizarin in the front here, going back in here, still a little more alizarin, but as as the paint thinned out a little bit, and I don't have much on my brush, I use that up to the sides and here stuff just to get the background in. The background. I want a lot of strokes. I want texture like this. I don't want it being too pretty, too early. In here too, also, if you want to just put in this next spot here too. Yeah. Okay. Basically, you can just go around and use your brush. That almost works perfect for that because it just breaks everywhere around. It's not a perfect, soft thing. It really is broken up pretty nice. All right. We're moving along. So we're on our phthalo greens yet, and browns at the bottom. We have some earth tones ones I want to use that are on the burnt umber side with a little bit more green in them. And I'm not going to be painting like whole big swatches. I don't want to lose all the purple in there. Really, I want to just bring in a few strokes and leave it. Go to the next area. I'm just looking for a certain darkness that this is hitting in the painting. And I can come back and look for it in other areas that I can see. There's just this little bit of green showing through. And the thing is, when you're putting in these, I am kind of dabbing them in. And that is creating a certain mark, but it's also combining with the texture underneath. Not getting rid of this texture underneath is so important. Trying to, have that underneath because it's really going to could play a really nice part in this. It's like with oils, though. If it don't like it at the end, it's always an easy swap out to repaint that area. So I'm just going to be flicking my brush, twist and flick, right?
Right.
Twist and flick. Put it down and just twist it off. Trying to get interesting marks. And just seeing how they go over here. As I come down here, this brown kind of peters out. It's not really standing up to this darker purple and stuff. That's where you need color to stand up to it. And that's where you have to go on the other side. See, I took the greens and I split it. I put the green and the brown on this side. I put more green on this side, more brown on that side, and just took them out. And that way I could really see what the colors were going to happen over here. So you can see that how bright this green is. And it's doing what this did up here against this really kind of mundane color. Did a really nice job of holding down the midtones in the greens. Now this doesn't go everywhere. I mean, it's very spotty down underneath here. These plants are just, just a brush stroke. Leaves are just a brush stroke, a pull and release. and just build them up next to each other. And I always start, if I put new paint on, I start on the front and then I work my way back because it's grabbing color all the way through, right? So as we go back here, it's going to, dull down on its own against this purple, and it will end up fitting back in here really pretty well without doing much work at all. And you guys all know me. I'm not about work. Going through and just seeing how it reacts up here. Yeah. Because there are some nice little green areas. Like I said, I don't want to fill it in, so it's going to be, I got to watch how many I do, because at a certain point, you will fill it in all in, and all of a sudden you go, oh, too many strokes. And it really happens. Or too many the same size strokes. That's always the thing with plants. You get a lot of these same size ones, so you need to take and make a few bigger ones as you go. Okay, a little more yellow now I've added into the color. And those guys are just only going to be a few spots down here and into the water, but I'm not going to put them in the water yet because I got to get the highlight in the water before I do this. It's just a waste of time to take this color down too far into this water without having the correct color in that water, which I might as well get to now. For some reason, I thought, I was trying to get away with that, didn't I? Don't, just talking to myself. Pay no attention to that man behind the screen there. He doesn't know what he's doing. I just added some oxide red to my burnt umber and green side to get this watercolor. So just to let you know, I didn't mix that color up very well, but I want to get this in, starting with the full strength to hit that one spot, because I want to mix. And I can go darker over here. I don't care about. Right there is like the only place it needs to be halfway decently. You can see red going in here. It's a pretty simple line. And then I'm going to come back now and put in this dark line in between the two. The shadow in the water here. One of the things I'm doing too when I'm doing this is looking design-wise, making sure that I'm not splitting it down the middle, which is a kind of a no-no. You want to split it at the third areas, top third, bottom third. That one went to the, I wanted to do that one big, so I shrunk that one down. So, and I'm just going to bring these lines over and just pretty much let them go. I'm not going to have to do too much more. That is good enough for where we have to be for now. Yeah. Okay. Now we can go back. Now I'm gonna just touch up a few of these. Going into the water here a little bit. A little of this land going right here behind his body here, showing through little sunspots here. Okay. That could be richer yet, which is good. Good. It's fun. That's good. Good. Nice. Now I can go to the lighter greens. And after that, it's pretty much all onto this guy. We don't have much to do at all. I say that it's always like famous last words, it seems like. But again, I'm going to start with the ones back in here, let the paint dirty up a little bit before I come down and put in my reflections. And as you go, really, that's it. It's come put a few more up here and a couple down there. Make a couple broad leaf ones every once in a while, so you can break it up so you don't put making the same leaf too many times. It's like doing lily pads. You don't want to do the same color too much because it gets kind of boring. So I want to see the bright green back in here. I think when it dirties up here, it'll be fine. So I don't have much to do here. I'm just going to fill in areas here, just kind of rough in some, right, this green back in here. See if I can do it just by twisting the brush around. Not too heavy to get rid of all of the brown under behind there. I want to keep that stuff. Back in here, I'm going to add just a little bit of purple to this color. I want to gray it out a little bit back in here. That's not even enough. More purple green right back in here. So purple I was using was phthalo green and blue and red. Phthalo green and red, alizarin, purple. Just a touch of white into it, making this kind of purple green. And thinking about a few spots down in here. Everything's getting littler and littler to do. Everything's going to get, the last things is going to be like little vines that are just going to be as little scrapes, just to break things up. Use them to get the eye to go around the painting. Keep it moving. I'm not worried about the highlights yet because still got to put it in the leg. Speaking of the leg, all right. The leg goes right about here. And it's going to go slightly at an angle. I want it about right about here. So that's going to be the leg. Right. That's about the right width. Oh, that's perfect width. Everything. That is just about right. Okay. Now I'm looking, instead of going back here, I'm going to start down here on this leg here. I wonder how important this one is. I want to make sure when I draw the line that I'm not drawing it too far down here, so I'm cutting off his foot. I want to make sure his foot, you know, stays on the playing field here. So there you go. Back right here. So this has to come pretty much even with this part of the leg. So straight, just a hair thicker at the top to the wrist here. Okay, right in here. Go around. This goes around. Fluffiness here. Feathers around. Couple feathers coming down there. I'm just going to get rid of this brown. Make it a little bit easier so colors aren't get too dirty there. Okay, nice tough one for very festive. It looks like a wreath. All right, basically I'm going to clean out this brush one more time. Clean it out, make sure I have all that green out of here. In fact, I might even go to a different brush because it's going to be a lot to get green out of. So I'll just go for the slightly brand new brush here. I know there's the only dark thing in here is probably the water a little messed up. So I'm going to go in here and paint in these reds. Get those guys a little bit big value wise. I want to get these two back in here can be about the same. This one in front is a little more has a little more strength to it. I probably should make it stronger, a little more warmth. So I'm going to go, but I'm still going to go the same color though, but then I'm going to warm it up. I'm going to be using here for this one is the Blizzard Crimson and blue, but it has cad red into it. A lot of cad red. And I'll be using that in here. I'm going to be looking at it a lot of places. I'll try to just, make sure I got enough for this neck coming up. Well, that's not bad. Okay. Going back here now, in this area here, I'm gonna add. I added just a little bit of. I'm gonna add just a little bit more red of. It's a little too cad reddish, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of lizard back into it. The boys are excited up there. I don't know if you guys can hear them barking, but they are excited.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, that's it. It's gonna come back, so it just has a little bit more red in back there. It's cooler red. This has just a little more warmer red. So it's just going to sit back a little bit, but it's going to be very probably subtle, very subtle. Take it right into the beak. Just get that little triangle there, and then here. I'm not too worried about the guys there. Overpaint a little bit. Just paint big shapes, and I'm going to cut back into them. That one could use just a little more red too, especially on this back end feather here. More lizard. And I got this kind of a deader red here. This is alizarin and blue, a little more blue in it. And then the cad red added to it, but still kind of goofy color. It has just a little bit of white into it. But it's really good for these leg areas. Because don't have that real intense red everywhere like you do up here. So it's going to come in handy. Just doing the shadow areas. And then I'll come back in and do a few other things there. I think this color too. Thinking right here in the face here too. Just a little bit right into the face. I use it down here to see how it looks, but up here looks how it's going to look. Just a little bit stronger. I'm going to work some warmer pinks and stuff in around it. The thing is, I don't have a ton of them. Kind of like went really high key and really low key at the same time. So I might have to mix just a little bit more white into one of these colors here and get more of a mid-tone here. This is the one where I added cad orange to it. This value here is alizarin and blue, and then I added cad orange to this area. It's a little bit. I might even punch it with a little bit more cad orange. Get real more richness in there now. Really kind of push it in here, yeah. Get it so even when I get into these highlights and stuff, that's going to be really strong. And I'm going to use it on the front edge of the bird here. And then I'm going to go a little bit cooler on the back edge. I'm just going to blend these guys together a little bit. Really pretty close. I want to get a little more pink. Did not take this one all the way to the right mid pink. This pink, a little more pinky white. Just to start getting this in here. Probably be nice to get a little phthalo green in this color too. I've got that will really sometimes really, but definitely on the legs. When I do the legs, I'm going to put in a little bit of high key phthalo green into this color. This is almost too, not going to do anything. Just a touch too high key. Okay. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. So just going to make up a couple more pink, mid-tone pinks, probably around fives. You know, so when I do these areas here around the neck, not hot enough. Definitely not hot enough. Probably a little more cad red. When they say it's not hot enough, really a good sign of saying, yeah, it's not, it needs more cad red. Especially right around this one neck area here where it turns. This is the warm pink I was talking about. So I might make up one more pink with just cad red and white in it. Just because I need a kind of a just a screaming kind of color to help this cool color here realize itself how valuable it is for the head. So this is just pure blue or white and cad red light. I'm still pushing some real. One more. I just keep pushing the red into it. A lot of white, just not what everything just scream the way it should right here for these guys. That's better. I could start to cut into the shape of his face of that head there. Just start getting these areas of the redness around here. Probably uneven. I'm going to go almost pure cad red at this point into my brush, because I'm working into colors, so I can do that. I can do it. You guys can't. There you go. I like that. And I'm just going to cool off this face spot a little bit more now. Bring it back into play slowly. I want to bring it with a kind of a horizontal stroke now, kind of pull everything together. Okay. Probably just could go just a hair darker yet. And just keep bringing it back in now. little by little. And I'll work. Make a little coolness right down here in this area. Comes down a little cool. Getting these purples, like I said, trying to find purples, find greens. If you can't, try to find these colors that are in here. So sometimes just putting a little, sometimes I'll just put a little green into my red, and you warm it up too. I mean, makes it kind of jump. Okay. Pretty sure this cad red and white is pretty much the highlight colors for all the stuff in the red area in here, these shadow areas here, where you see a feather sticking up back here and going right into the edge, going around, going back and feeding in here. So that cad red and white mix in the really, it's pretty close to what we need there. And that's where I'm going to be just taking my time and just putting in a few spots, not everything. I'm going to push that red again too. This is almost pure cad red, but I'm working it into these other reds here, trying to get a little more fiery. So this is, like I said, you have a good cad red. This is mine's a has a lot of strength to it. So it almost is like an orange. So you might end up need to use some cad orange in your mix. I'm just going to go through now and just go through, start figuring out these feathers here coming in, drawing them in just a little bit better. This is again just cad red and white. Whatever's having here, I'm just putting them in for basically hitting the creases between the feathers. So when I go back in and go for it, be in a good position. These guys come down just a little farther. Everything comes down just a little farther. Okay. Anything over here? No. Tell you this crease, maybe even adding just a little cad orange to my color now. Maybe that will help pump that red up, red and cad orange. I'd really tell you the truth, I didn't think I would be going this with these two colors. I thought it was all going to be that carmine. But as you get going here, you can start seeing how fiery these colors really are. It's like, oh, cool. Yeah. Cad red, cad orange together here. Definitely in this spot here. Neck area. Okay. Gonna get a couple purples in here. Look at these shadow ones. I'm gonna try to put them in with, like, one big stroke, and then come back and just kind of pull out a couple noogies here on the sides here. So this purple I'm using again is this would be alizarin and blue, and just a little cad red into it. Yeah. What did I do?
Nothing, just getting tricky.
Tricky. Right. Well, I want to give you guys something to work on. I figured, God, it's been a long time. I didn't think, that's a long time off.
Yeah, it is.
But you guys, a lot of you, Kathleen, you've been working like crazy. Some of you guys have came to the other workshop and did some really great work and worked hard. The rest of you guys are a bunch of slackers. Not, yeah, Eva there, definitely taking off, going to Poland whenever she feels like it.
I thought she was here tonight. Is she online or?
She was.
She was. I see her.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh,
What you guys are talking about me.
We love you.
I love you too, guys.
Yeah, we figured that, Eve. I couldn't get by. I figured. I thought I saw your name here. It looked like you had some beautiful shots there from your homeland.
Yep, there were, I think, something to paint about.
Definitely, you have some stuff to paint. Now, hopefully, you're going to let some other people in on it. You're not going to hold them all to yourself, but I understand that.
I keep telling you, you can use anything.
See? Thank you.
Anytime.
All right. I am just going back in here, just getting these shadows, just beefing them up with cad red. Sometimes you need it's the only thing that's going to do it. Before I do the highlights, I want everything really in good position. Even this stiff stuff back in here, I just kind of want a little bit try to do too much back in here. Should have been simpler. I was hoping the highlights, when I put those in, are going to do the job. They're just nail it. But, hey, we'll see. Okay, I'm going to move this highlight over. I didn't get this highlight right, and I get a lot of red there. So I want to move this over here a little bit. And get this highlight up here. There we go. Start to figure out where the eyeball is and forehead here is. And then just a little bit of light on his beak here before it goes dark. See how clean that came off? This is what happens. You start working at these things, you start seeing, okay, that came off really kind of clean. You know, I'm wondering, can I pull it off here and get some of these same marks I need back in here, keep them. Oh. I thought so, but maybe those. It's always just got to pay attention. I'm gonna one little spot here just to get this leg here in. Just gonna do a little bit of feet work here, not much.
What color are you kind of using there?
That's a good question. For the leg, I use this brown and what's phthalo, the burn umber brown with yellow in it and white. Pretty much what I was using down in here a little bit. But I put a little purple into it from up top. One of those colors up there. I borrowed a little purple to lighten it up, to gray it out. And which one was it? I think it was alizarin and blue and phthalo green. And that's what I was using. Just for the, and then I'm coming back with the highlights with the in purple. Back into here. And stuff, I mean, highlights in the shadow, not in the. I'm probably using something like that, probably even for the face. I mean, the kind of this bill here, more in the purple range. Something like that. I'm gonna start thinking about just drawing it out a little bit, get some more drawing back into it. So I didn't do too much here. I mean, I still need the highlights, but sometimes taking it off like that can give you pretty much everything you need. I did not do his back leg. I just saw that. Now, what's this? Oh, this is back leg. That'll be good to do. So I'll just go add a little more green to it to gray it out a little bit more. Just not dark enough. There we go. Kind of went. There you go. Keep it on the blue side. Now I just do that little area here that comes down off his leg. Okay. Things that make these guys is really, it's all contrast. Trying to keep these guys really bright, get at this other color, these colors, other colors to work. As I'm going here, I can see maybe this area here should be a lot cooler than it is. I think I have it just a little warm. And this should be probably cooler. So I'm gonna work that in and then just work it in and then just soften it out, blow it out a little bit. Kind of screws up a few other things, but that's okay. A lot of cat over red, I tell you, just good. Good now. I'm gonna go with pure cat red on this line here too. Right here on his neck, right here. Right there, pure cat red. And then I'll the other color's gonna lighten it up, darken it up a little bit. That's what I'm figuring. All right. Starting to come along. I'm gonna try and get a couple darks back in here a little bit. A couple darks back in here to so it doesn't seem like it's too close. I gotta bring it the feathers down so they don't run into his head. So they come all down a little bit. There you go. That'll work. See? You paint around these areas, you just paint shapes. You look at shapes. Okay, now I go, okay, well, this is good, but I'm gonna need this area cleaned out a little bit better. Because there's no way I'll use up all my white trying to get over these areas here, right here. So I'm just gonna take them out, follow them around. Just pull it right out. And sometimes you just get lucky, you know? All of a sudden it just starts working on its own. You go, oh, maybe I don't need all that white. I'll just need a little bit. Maybe I won't need any. Who knows? That's working pretty cool. It's kind of a nice effect. This is the bigger area now. Isn't it? This one comes out. And then let's get that over there. Well, got too much time not to do that, so if I like it, I can always keep some of this. It's a good tool. Everyone should have one of these in your stocking for Christmas, right?
Well, I have 3 of them.
I know they're
Must
good. That
be
they come in
Santa's
really
favorite.
So, yeah, I'm gonna paint it. So I got all these light colors. Might as well paint it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a bristle brush for that. Big brush. I kind of want it to open up a little bit at the end, so I can start with it. I'm gonna paint these front ones first with the yellow, white yellows. I'm gonna go with the warmer ones closer right in here. The cad yellow one right in here, yellow and whites right in here in the front part of the leg. And as I drift back, I'm gonna go to the ochre version. We'll see, because I don't have much, like I said, I don't have much paint. I need more white out for that yellow. I need more white. Hold this is a Melba white. I'm using now. Melba white, just a little cooler and brighter than titanium. But it might not make a difference with a the bristle right here. I might have to change my oil. I should change my oil out too, especially when you get to the white colors. You know, you've been using it a lot. Replace it out for when you do your light colors. That will help keep the colors clean, just like anything else. All right, try again. These guys are nice and strong. Yeah, even at this ratio, there's a lot of mixing going on. Mixing of color and stuff, so it's, you know, a lot of stuff. So I'm going to keep those guys there warm. These other ones are going to use more ochreish colors, so they're just going to feel just a hair cooler. Just let it blend. I'm going to blend it in a little bit here on the leg. Okay. I'm going to keep that color coming back in here even too. This is ochre and white for now. I can just go back in and just basically just run soft brush around the outsides. Ran out of paint. Let me go with a high pink. Let me see what a high pink does right here. That's a yellow. Go with a pink behind it. Feeding its way down in here. Yeah, going with pinks now for the back edge. A lot of twist and flicks here. These ones back in there, I'm going to put those in. I have to put those in with synthetic. They won't work. But everything else, I think I can get in nice with a nice bristle when I do these guys. Yeah, a little more of that white yellow. Both of them, probably. I want to get right around his head here with that white, the cad red or cad white, and or cad yellow and white mix. I want to make sure I get that in there really strong with there, right there. More ochreish than that. Okay. I'm going to go to a synthetic to put in the sharp edges, the sharp ones. It's always good to, you know, go in and get these things. You can get those edges just so perfect with a synthetic. I mean, also, you know, but you can't get the softness that happens in these areas here with one of these. But it's good to come back and just do all these little marks. This bristle is just going to make a mess of this area. That's where I was almost like, oh, you know, taking it off with the spatula. It's really, really pretty close to what I wanted. But lots of fun, right? Everybody having fun?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
That is a fun one.
It is fun. There's a lot of nice little things going on in
It's always
I just
fun to be
love-
able to use a lot of red.
it. Yeah. Oh, you don't get a call for it too much. Anyway, you know, like I said, I saw this. I said, well, you know, kind of Christmas colors. So. Yeah, how sentimental I am. I can't help myself. All right. Let me get going here. I'm going to really nail his beak. I want to get his, that's going to be this really high white here. Yeah, I want to gob it on there. I want this stuff to, you know, just jump. Besides, everything else. I want this pink to be thick right here. Anywhere thicker than anywhere else, even. You know, I put it on pretty thick here. Figured I was gonna just tone it out a little bit. Much more than that, maybe. All right. All right. Last few ones. Let's go with a little more pinker whites. Well, I can still come back with some yellows. I'll probably have to come back with some yellow whites here.
Jim, can I ask? I'm curious why you didn't put in your dark of your beak before you started putting in some of these lighter colors around it.
Good question. Good question. I already had it marked off. It's a pretty simple thing. You are right there, though. You know, it would be probably right about the time to do it. You know, but I figured out all I have to do is that. You know, that little touch there, and then come back in here. I don't have much to work around, but it is a good time to do it. I'll be using phthalo green and cad red or oxide red, or cat alizarin crimson. Sorry for this. Just trying to get it in. It's really clean. Yeah, see, that's all I had to do. That's why I just didn't want to dive into it too soon. And I do his mouth the same way. Just add a little more red to it, I think. Whenever I do a mouth, you know, just that little bit of red inside. That's a heck of a question. Wow. Trying to get me right off the bat. Now there was really no big reason. It was just so one spot, you know, that's all it was. It wasn't like a didn't think it was too important. All right. Now that's the guts. You know, now we'll just go back in, probably put in a lot of more of the mid-tones. Got the highlights in now, probably using the highlight colors back into the main colors a little bit to see if I can, you know, get a little bit lighter here, a little spot here, a spot there. Everything now it's at this point the painting's pretty much done, right? You don't want to start to overpaint. Now these strokes, these are like your final strokes. You got to come in here and you put them in like you mean it. You don't, you really just, you have to, take it easy. But when you put them in, you just put them in and leave them. Okay. So everybody done? Everybody's this far, right?
There.
Come on. I gave you all this time off. You guys should be really everything, ready to go right away, right? You guys are yeah, I got little piece of work to do. Definitely around the head here. Make sure that you get that shape of the head right. Get a little more pinks. Now I'll be using pinks again heavily up here, but those highlights just there's gonna be really a lot of yellow in those highlights. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Somebody's coming to town here. That's a what did I do? Anyway. So I got 3/4 of that is, looking where I'm short areas. Yeah, this is where the synthetic just comes in handy, just to do all this little teeny little line stuff. Getting these purples back into the shadows here. And these guys. I want to get that purple inside of this beak right here, just a little bit stronger. That worked really well. I did not expect that. All right. Get these legs, gonna darken in just a little bit of patch. These legs go in. And then just, work the fluff a little bit here. I got a little bit of, as you can see, it starts to get really the sameness too much. So that's where you start come back in and you put in purples and purples and blues into these areas here. That just makes everything start to glow. Now that's what I'm going to look for, just coming back into these little areas. bring in that. And here's this phthalo green and white. I was thinking it would probably go right in here. And that those guys, I want to kind of keep those guys pushed together so it's going to be a little bit bigger. Size-wise, I want to make this just a little bit bigger. More paint, more paint. There we go. Oh, yeah. If you can get phthalo green, white, green in this guy, you have magic. You will have it's going to bring it to life. I mean, if you could, it's always easy to find anything in these hot colors, hot pinks. Find a spot to put a phthalo green, white, the same value, same value. That's the thing, is it's same value, and you can. It's just going to glow. It makes everything else glow. It's like this spot right here. I put it in warm. If I come back and I put it in cool, and then leave the outside warm, that thing just starts to glow. So color is always important. So find spots, put phthalo green in. I can see a few spots, mostly back in here. Almost any of the highlights back in here can have a lot of phthalo green. And a lot of times I'll put in the first color light, like I did, and then come back and with this on top of it. And so the other one still's there. If this starts to come in, works its way in a little bit. Kind of cool. So. All right. Well, I think I've screwed this one up enough for you guys. Just nice to have all the colors there. I mean, these warms and the cool versions of everything, just to be able to, swap out really quick. You can take a look at something. You don't have to live with it. I'm gonna put a little phthalo green right up here in the top of his neck. Right in here. Goes in right on top of that yellowish white. Wow, that's really good. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know anything. Okay. Look for it now at the end. Last little things. Oh, it's going. I'm just going to look for just those little teeny lines and little dots. Little hairs right in there. You can see a couple there. Maybe on the forehead, one or two. Just little warm little spots. Look for those. Put in. You always add life. Also looking at the reflective light on the back of the neck here. Coming back and putting that in. You got the strong light on one side. You got the shadow, but then you got to finish with a little bit of light on the back edge. A little chiaroscuro effect. The bottom. Oh, look at that. All right. Just going to darken in a little bit of area at the bottom just to set it down, set it so it sets back a little bit, back bottom edge. Get some of this red purple back in here. See how strong that is? Put it in and then work it in just a couple strokes. Just adds a lot of life to it. It starts getting that depth. All right. Let's see what you guys, I'll bring this in and then let's see what you guys did. I'm going to take a little more of this red purple and put it right here under his chin here. Just this area right here to pop it out. See, it's really close, just not. Needs to be right there. That volume, just a little worked in a little bit, and it should be fine. All right. Last thing, put some air into this thing, right? And I go with some yellow green. Just put in a couple to keep it moving. When you do this too, make sure you get at least one right on it, so it doesn't look like you're too even going around it, like you create a halo effect. Yeah. You can put one into that purple green. Tie this background and this bird together. Big ones, tiny ones, different direction ones. And the highlights on the water, I'm not going to even worry about. No one knows about it but you guys. I put a couple dots, move on, put 3 dots, move on. Put a couple on his tail too. You know? Get that beautiful purple, red and stuff. Put a green dot right in there. A little unexpected. That is it. Time. I'll bring you in. You take a look and you guys can laugh at it. Says, good, man. We had too much time off. Anyway. That's what it's starting to look like. Foam. You can see getting these little dashes of purples in here, dashes of green in there. After you have all that mixing done, that's just like elevates it. It adds that toughness to it. Especially when you have things like this. You have these arcs that are a little too long. think about putting a finger on it and drawing, putting stuff through it. Got a neck here. Just put a finger through it. Slows it down. People like it nicked up. Brings that, handmade touch to it. So we got Kathleen left stayed around. We got Eva stayed around. Lisa stayed around, and Lori stayed around. The tough girls. Everybody else who left already, bunch of wimps, right? What a bunch of wimps. All right, Kathleen, you up?
Yeah.
Here comes Kathleen.
Is it? Oh, there it goes.
Whoa, Kathleen. Unbelievable.
Well, thank you. I got
Wow.
moved, but needs a lot yet. But
Yeah. No. You see, it does not need a lot. It needs a couple focus things. You got the major stuff in it. Now it's just refining what you have without adding any more stuff. Work on the bird. Don't worry about the background. The background's fun. Background has a lot of excitement to it. Now you nail that bird, the rest of the bird out, the highlights, just a little, break them up a little bit more, get them, nail those guys in, make sure the head's reading nicely, this right side, things.
well, it's just starting to screw up the head with the purple.
Yeah.
So-
All that kind of stuff. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But take it easy on it, girl. The
All right.
little spots, okay? Don't overwork it right because you'll overwork it really quick. So those things, you got to count them. You can only put in like seven dots and walk away, and start a different color, 7 dots. No more. Don't.
Okay.
Because that's just will busy it up.
All right. Yeah, and I tend to do that.
Yeah. You want to keep it clean. You got great brush strokes. You don't mess them up. Don't mess them up with too much work. Let them live because you got a lot of really good, strong ability there. That's why.
Well, when I start to put the lights in, though, it doesn't always come out as light as I want it to, and then it starts to muck up.
Yeah. Did you pull them out? Did you pull out those lights?
Yeah, they're not painted in.
Still okay. Well, try again. Just a lot of
Well,
paint.
some of them are like in the back here.
Those are working. Yeah, those work.
Yeah, the yellow worked a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's going to end up being probably a lot more yellow too, but
Okay.
it really vibrates nicely. Like the reds are working really well with it. Good
Okay.
job on that. I want to see that beak right, and that's going to be good.
All right. Thank
Really
you.
nice job. The colors, I love the background. I was going to say that teal color back there. That's bright. That's beautiful. It really goes well with them, doesn't it? That green,
Thanks.
that blue.
But I feel
blue,
like it
green
needs
back.
a lot more work. But
Oh, I tell you though, if you just concentrate on the bird, that background will look really great with it.
okay.
And you can always go back in and add a leaf or something
Touch
like
it up a
that.
little.
But you don't have to
Okay.
do too much. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Well, you never do a lot and it always looks great, but I never feel like mine melts together the same way. But
You got to take chances and leave it sometimes. Just leave it. Don't work if it doesn't work. Even if it doesn't work, you leave it because if you keep going, you're just going to busy it up. So you just got to leave it.
okay.
That's what I do right now. I just stop. I'm not done. I'm not adding any more colors back there. I don't care if there's cooler highlight leaves back there. It's not about the leaves. It's about the lighting on this flamingo, and that's what it's about. If you go anywhere else, you're gonna, waste a lot of attention to it. I mean, you're just gonna. It's really great. It's beautiful. I love it. Colors are fabulous.
Well, thank
Great
you.
job. All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
All right. Eva, come on, turn your mic on, Eva. We want to hear you. We want to hear you. Well, we want Eva. Oh, sorry. I got to go back and take Eva all the way. Replace spotlight. Sorry. Oh, what is this crap? Did you pour? You did a
Well,
pour?
it's
She
an
did a
old
pour on
pour.
us.
It's an old pour, and I just painted Flamingo.
That's really cool. That
Oh,
is
it is?
cool.
That's so fun.
You know,
Wow.
anytime you want to go back to Poland, you're well, anytime you want to go, you can, okay?
Huh.
Tone. No, it's really great. It's really good. And I like the way you even painted them cooler because it goes with your background and stuff. If you bring in the warms and stuff, just you can bring them up around his head, probably a little bit clean the top of his jaw, in the neck, the back of his head there. Get that, not his beak, but right back in the back of his head and where his neck connects, right up. Yeah, just a little light, a little cleaner there. That'd be great.
I cannot make any thinner. That's the
No,
problem.
you gotta have to start all over. Okay. That's really great. Think about him since you've got that blue water down there, you got to kind of clean things. You might have to put a little bit of a reflection of him in there. You cause yourself all kinds of problems.
I guess so.
Yeah. That looks really great though. Fabulously drawn again. I would say even with his it's almost too perfect. The feathers on the back wing going back around. Make sure you got a couple of them break that arc because it's making kind of a strong arc, from his head to his back to his back leg. It's pretty clean. So make sure you got a couple slow that arc down by bringing up a feather, just a little bit higher to break the arc up.
Okay.
Because right here, you got.
Oh, this one.
You need a couple feathers here just to break that arc up a little bit. How dare you paint that anyway so nicely? That's just you and I don't know. Maybe I just got rusty. You guys, wow, that's fabulous. All right, go away.
Eva, did you pour that before you painted the?
Yeah, these are more, like old pours, ugly pours. So now I have tons of them, and I'm just trying to paint something.
Painted it over it then. You put the bird in over it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wondered how you did it.
So I can expect to see a lot more of these in class in our future, huh?
Depends.
Sell it. Put it up there. It's a great Christmas present. Sell it. Get rid of it,
It's
right?
not gonna dry.
Yeah, they'll never know. Anyway, it's beautiful. Really great job. Love it.
Thank you.
Lisa, you got to beat that. And
I'm
Lori, you're
not
coming
anywhere near. I'm not anywhere near as far as these guys. But hold on a minute.
I'm waiting for Lisa to turn her stuff on.
I know, just wait. I'm
She
behind.
I don't know where I can't make her host.
Just wait.
I gotta wait for it.
Wait, I'm coming.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh, that's yours. Darn.
I want Eva looking at it. Okay, you should be up now. Okay, well, here we go. Oh,
Wow.
This isn't fair. You guys don't even need me if you guys are painting like this. Lisa, what the hell? You started this 2 weeks ago.
No, but I
Didn't you?
did sketch the bird in beforehand because I knew I'd get lost on his proportions.
Those colors, you just nailed the watercolor. Fabulous job on that. That's what
Cool.
look at that, the guys. That's what to go for right there. Whew. Ava, forget about you. We're not talking to Eva anymore either. Really fabulous job on those feathers. Really.
Yeah, I like it.
How
So
much did you use? A lot of little brushes or big one,
no,
little one?
actually, but you know what I did? I have this it's a flat. It's a flat, like ultra cheap. But yeah, it is pretty small. I think it's an 8.
Yeah,
Just for getting the little wingy things on the end.
that's really great. Fabulously done. You
So
know?
far, I haven't wrecked it yet.
You know, no, and that's amazing how fast you got that done. That's really great. Okay, yeah. Now watch the little green halo around his neck. You know, just make sure you got a leaf or two in there to break that up, and you're
Okay.
set. I mean, you're really close to finishing that just by putting
Okay,
in
good.
his eye and his beak.
Cool. Okay.
Wow, those feathers are fabulous. That's really gorgeous. Wow, what are you gonna do with it?
Let it dry.
Well, I mean, you got to do something with it. That's pretty.
Well, I don't know.
Nice.
I don't have much of a place for anything pink. I have a fundraiser thing somebody's asking me to donate a couple paintings for. So if it comes out, maybe it'll just end up going for a
Okay.
worthy cause.
Okay. What size is it? 12 by 16?
Yeah, I think it is actually. I'm pretty sure.
Good. That's a decent size at least. It deserves it. It's a beautiful painting.
Yeah, I like it
Really?
so far. Thank you.
Those feathers are just fabulous in there. That's what I was shooting for, but I didn't get it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now you're off the island.
Okay.
Okay, Lori Tucker.
Okay.
Lori, how are you doing, girl?
Okay. But
Oh,
getting a little
You know-
muddy here.
yeah. Yeah, you know, Richard Schmid was muddy too, so shut up. Wow, that's gorgeous too. You did a great job on that. Wow,
Yeah,
that is looking fabulous.
I'm losing the whites, and I need to take a break and tomorrow go in and highlight it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tomorrow, that's good though. I mean, you had nailed it for today. Yeah, I ended up using a lot more yellow white in those front feathers. So you know, that's all I can tell you to do. But otherwise, boy, that's gorgeous. Really, I love the colors going in there, coming out and stuff. Well drawn, nice. So you guys like these simpler ones like this, where you can, you know, we can kind of get it done in a day and just leave
yeah.
it.
Very much.
All right. I mean, I love this. This was so, you know, for me, it's drawing. I mean, I don't have to draw too much. I don't have to think too much. You know, yeah, it has needed a lot of fixes, but you guys did a fabulous job. I mean, everybody, you guys all knocked it out of the park. Wow. Wow. That's really brilliant. Other things, anything I can't really say too much about this, Lori. It's beautiful so far. You know, work on the face, of course, you know, the darkness in the face.
Okay.
But you know, nothing that you weren't going to do anyway, you know. So, and I'm just saying the background. I love the background. It's like a Richard Schmid background. That's what I'm saying. So beautiful. That bright greens back there. A couple leaf, you know, hardly anything. That's the thing is, you're giving them hardly anything, and they got to make up everything that's in there. And that's always works so much better than giving them too much. So that's beautiful.
Okay.
Really beautiful. God. All right. Jesus, now you guys make me. I wasn't even gonna work on mine anymore. I wasn't gonna do anything. I was just gonna go, you know, have a hot toddy or something like that and relax. Anyway, you know, yeah, you guys have been great all year. I'm probably gonna have one more of these free ones, but I'm probably gonna open it up to a lot of other people too. I just wanted to make sure you guys all had one, you know, first, and so
That was so nice. Thank
yeah,
you.
free things are nice.
We appreciate it.
We love free things.
Anyway, it's no problem. Anyway, I like it. Just it was that when I do these free ones, then I get to paint something I want to paint. Kind of what I've had in the thing, so I don't worry too much if it didn't turn. You guys don't like it. I don't really care because I want to paint it. But anyway, go after these things, have some fun. Think about the colors in these legs, push it a little bit if you can, find those high key colors, keep them tight, keep them, you can't tell a green from a red to a yellow. That's what you want. And you can interchange those and create depth. That's what we're going for on this thing. So keep going at it. And we'll see you probably. I think the next free one I'm going to do is going to be on a Saturday morning, and it's going to be right before New Year's. So,
Thank you for that.
New Year's. Okay, then.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Well,
Bye-bye.
night,
See you
guys.
later.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Happy holidays to you guys.
For you
Happy
guys
holidays.
too. Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully
Merry
you guys will get
Christmas.
everything you guys want.
Art supplies.
Yeah.
There you go. See,
See
at
you
least you
later.
want something. That's the great thing. At least you want something.
Makes it easier.
It does. It does. Give me some phthalo green. Tube of phthalo green, and don't get it all over everything. That's all you want. Anyway, we will see you guys soon. You guys take her easy.
Okay.
Bye, Jim.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.